Wow, you are the Kaleidoscope guy. I've been wanting to go visit you.
Good morning,
Okay.
Bob Scott.
Michael Shaw, the Kaleidoscope guy. You were right. This was the only surprise I would have liked.
Yeah.
Oh, I
We
hate
heard
surprises.
your story last week, and we heard from neighbors, friends, relatives.
Everybody was talking about kaleidoscopes.
Everyone's
Okay.
talking about what
Is this
you were
your lovely
talking about
wife?
on the air.
Have you kaleidoscoped her?
This is my love, this is my wife Sharon.
But I'm the dirty one.
Sharon, have you done to Sharon what we were talking about?
Somewhat.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. They're not going to fire you from hosting the Oscars. Trust me, it's okay.
Bob, I made you a special gift. This is
this is so nice.
kaleidoscope.
Oh,
There's
wow.
no colors on the end.
You were
but
right.
You'll
This is
notice
the greatest
this will
surprise
hang
ever.
around your neck. You'll be able to view any body part
Okay, now hold on a
at
second.
your leisure.
Just 1 second.
It's flesh colored. It's washable. Look at that. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Hang on. Oh, yeah, you make beautiful All right, so here's,
Thank you, sir.
by the way, for anybody who wasn't listening at that time, what happened, and by the way, my wife laughed about it. I thought I might be in trouble for telling this story because my good friend Steve Turcott, the electrician, was hanging out with my wife sometime, I don't know where I was, and his wife, and my wife has this little, it's a super cheap plastic kaleidoscope. In fact,
Sure.
I don't know where you know the kind I'm talking about?
We have lots of them. We've collected kaleidoscopes through
Okay,
the years.
they're nothing you would ever care about, and I hadn't looked at a kaleidoscope since I was a little kid. Anyway, Steve said, we were drinking a lot of wine the other night, and my wife got frisky, and the next thing you know, she was flashing me, and I was looking through the kaleidoscope, and it was
Nice.
like a family affair with it was
Nice.
beautiful. And so I thought, really? My wife is always accusing me of leaving something out of a story and not telling her something.
Right.
She'll always go, well, what aren't you telling me? Did you talk to your sister? What'd she say? And I'll go, I don't know. I'm telling you everything I remember. And I'm pretty sure she remembered the kaleidoscope, but she didn't tell me about it. So anyway, that day. Moving on. So thank you for bringing into the
You're welcome.
I got to ask you about kaleidoscopes. Michael, how did you get into kaleidoscopes?
I've been a stained glass artist for, quite a few years. I started back in the 70s. And
You're like Chihuly, only...
traditional stained glass, more
Look at that.
churches,
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Michael brought us-
entryways,
He's blown
windows,
glass, right?
things like
No,
that.
no.
He's stained glass, too?
Chiholi's blown glass. Yes. Michael is stained glass.
Okay.
That
What's
I'm
the
a
difference
flat
between
glass
blown
artist,
and
basically. I
stained
don't-
glass?
Yeah, the difference between blown glass is hot glass is worked in a kiln and blown into shapes and then formed into shapes.
Right.
I work with flat glass. It's already been manufactured. It's flat. I cut it to shapes and build it into kaleidoscopes, basically. So,
Wow, that is
But
something.
I've done traditional work here in Seattle. I've worked with Seattle stained glass and all the different.
And why don't you advertise
glass.
these in the back of The Stranger, where all this good stuff is? No, I'm kidding. That's not what they're used for. What are
I
typically...
rely on you for my advertising.
Yes, I know. People buy them
You've done
for
more
kids.
for kaleidoscope awareness than anybody.
I have in the last
years.
weeks. They're really for children.
They're
Primarily.
not. They're
awareness.
for
They're not?
everyone, ages, 8 and up. Who knows? Everyone makes a connection to kaleidoscopes.
They do.
From the youngest
What is it
to the
about it?
oldest.
I mean, when we were kids, well, first off, there were no electronic toys.
Right.
And we had an Etch-a-Sketch. You would have a kaleidoscope. And the kaleidoscopes, as I recall, a typical kid kaleidoscope would be made out of cardboard, and you'd move it
With the
around
turning
with a
top,
turning
with,
wheel. You probably have some of those. Those would be collectibles now, wouldn't they?
Wow.
Some of them are, yeah. I wanted to mention the Brewster Society is a international collectors, builders, kaleidoscope collectors. So if anyone in your audience is interested in more kaleidoscopes,
Okay.
BrewsterSociety.com, and you'll see some of the most fabulous kaleidoscopes in the world.
All right, Sharon, I want to meet you. Come over. Get real close to the mic. Hi, Sharon. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Does your husband make a living at kaleidoscopes?
We actually have made a living at this for
No
more
kidding.
than 20 years.
So
yeah.
it's not like being a musician and then you have a day job so you can do your kaleidoscopes at night.
No, we've just been really, really lucky with what we do. Michael creates amazing pieces that are pieces of art that are meant to sit on your coffee
Yeah.
table or a desk. It's just the perfect present when you need something really special.
You're a good wife. Yeah.
Well, I run the business, so.
Do you
I
guys?
imagine the guy who designs Kaleidoscope is probably terrible with a checkbook, right?
Well-
Are you the one who knows money or not?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, you hit it right on the head. It's
Yeah.
absolutely
I
that
have
way.
my own checkbook.
I mean, yes. I look at money the way you do. It's like a swirling thing.
Just jumble it all together. Everything will work out.
Device. It comes in, you float a while.
Exactly.
Do you guys just sell these at the market, or do you have an online presence where you ship them all over the country?
We mostly at the market. We used to be in galleries and stores all over the country, but we got to the point where we couldn't even produce enough for the Pike Place Market.
And all the local fairs around here, too. The free
No kidding. They all sell your Kaleidoscope.
I mean, we can't keep up with it.
So do
as
you
it
need
is.
like a manufacturer? I mean...
Well, that's interesting. It would be great if we could, but to stay at the Pike Place Market, we are only allowed one employee in production.
Oh.
That's a huge part of it, and we
So-
wouldn't want to give up that gig. I mean,
This is a fascinating backstory then, because craftspeople like yourself, organic, homegrown, artistic, not mass-produced. There's not a factory in China somewhere where they stamp the Apple logo on something and
Absolutely.
they make millions and millions of them. If you start to get uppity and get big, then
you move out of the market.
you move out of the market.
Yeah, it's really
They
unfortunate.
eschew you. They
Wow.
We're lucky.
You got to get close
in
to the
sense-
microphone there.
We're lucky in the sense that it's a retail destination for the
Yeah.
Seattle area. So people come down there to spend money, and it's a prime location for sales.
That's good. All right.
So we have been.
Oh my
at
God!
these.
These
These
things
are
look like
amazing.
you
Look
know
at
what these
this.
things. They all look like something out of Harry Potter.
Yeah.
They all look like wizards would have these.
Jules Verne, retro. look
Jules
to them.
Verne. They look like, you know what they look like? They look like they have magical powers,
They
and they're just
do.
disguised as kaleidoscopes.
They
But if a
do.
bad guy comes, I go choo choo choo.
You know, if you look at your wife through this, it makes part of you swell. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah.
Turning a little bigger when you look.
Yeah. Now you heard my story, obviously, and it was a cute. It was meant to be cute. It was about mothers. It was about what toddlers love,
Right.
And babies. Actually, maybe not by the time they toddle, but and how cool they looked in a kaleidoscope. Am I the first person to think of that?
Oh no, that's why there's
No.
kaleidoscopes. I mean, the one that Michael made for you, the one that's in
Yes.
front of you there, that's actually yours to keep. That is called a teleidoscope. You take telescope and kaleidoscope, put the words together, you get teleidoscope.
It zooms in.
Yeah.
It makes things bigger.
Or smaller.
In so many ways.
Oh, this is
So,
cool.
yeah.
You're going to need a factory.
You know,
You can't. That's a bad word, isn't it?
Yeah,
Can't
no,
say
no,
factory
no,
around
no,
Pike
no.
Place Market.
So,
No,
so if you
absolutely not.
start making more, even if you don't sell them at the market, you lose your spot at the market.
No. We
Everything
can
has
sell
to be handmade.
anywhere. Yeah, we can sell anywhere. We
Right.
just, to keep our spot
Just
at
has
the
to be
Pike
one
Place
employee.
Market, we're only allowed one employee.
We do have the website, and we sell all over the world. And we
All right.
ship as far
You got to
as
talk into the
Canada.
microphone,
Yeah.
by the way.
We have a
You can. I
website,
can
we
see
sell
he's
all
not
over the
that.
world.
Yeah, he's not
Sharon
that
hasn't
focused.
missed a moment on Mike.
Into the mic.
Sharon's like, you can find these and you can buy them.
Absolutely.
And Michael's like, ooh, a shiny object. Ooh.
And see, that's the wonderful thing about the Pike Place Market. I mean, it is a fabulous place to shop.
It
It's
is.
all local.
Yeah.
It's all
The
made.
crafts really are local crafts. Like,
They
you know
have
what?
to be.
All handmade.
When we went to Africa with World Vision
Right.
and we did our thing, and then in the end, here we are in a city near the airport, and there was like, there's areas where tourists can buy African carvings and stuff, and it turns out
Made in China.
they're made somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah, it's just junk.
Absolutely.
And in fact, they call it Afro-junk that they sell to tourists. But here, if someone's visiting Seattle, they can actually get something. Who makes these? Do you make them?
We both do.
Handmade-
we
handmade
hand
and-
make each
Husband and
piece.
wife hand-making crafts team.
Absolutely.
Wow, what's your house like? Is your house all weird like this too?
It-
Made out? Is it
It's
like?
pretty
Pretty much.
artistic.
Is it? Would Hansel and Gretel be worried if they
kaleidoscopic.
came in?
Is your house all weird?
It's definitely artistic.
We are
no doubt
normal
about it.
people, believe it or not.
You are normal. Well, you seem pretty normal. For that.
Kaleidoscopes get a lot of references from the 60s and that sort
Well,
of thing.
I wondered about that. What came first, kaleidoscopes or psychedelics? Because I kind of always associated the two, you know.
Well, I did psychedelics once in the 70s, but what I want to know is, when do you come down?
But were these things around back in the 10s, 20s, 30s?
Kaleidoscopes have been around for,
300 years.
Oh, wow.
I'm
okay.
imagining
years, yeah.
cavemen looking at, volcanic glass and seeing
Right.
the reflection off of that and seeing, spectacular images. So they've been around a long time. The person who's credited with inventing kaleidoscopes in our, recently
History.
updated history is Brewster. The guy's name is Brewster. So look up Brewster.com and you'll see the
whole history.
Here's the
history of
problem. I love
kaleidoscopes.
these things so much that you're
So
going
you
to be
have
my
to spin your
kaleidoscope
wheels with that
dealer.
one.
I'm going to be in big trouble.
You think
Spin
that's
the-
cool? Look at this
Spin
one.
your wheels.
Oh.
This one's a dolly.
Play
3D.
play the theme from Family Affair, would you please, while we're doing this?
Oh my gosh, I hear that all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was a show.
Yeah.
Or the
that-
Walt Disney show.
Right. The
And
beginning of the show with the kaleidoscope effect in front.
Yeah, it
I
was
hear
all
that
kaleido-
all the time.
Oh, this is
That's
binoculars.
binocular.
Yeah.
Oh, I want this one. What's this, like $1,000? These are expensive. They got
That
me.
one-
Yes,
it's
that's
400.
exactly.
For you,
That's
$9.99.
exactly the price. Bob.
Wait a minute. I shouldn't negotiate against myself.
$400. That's a lot of kaleidoscope.
Oh, yeah,
I
but
mean,
that's-
but I can see why. I mean, it's nice.
It's days and days of work.
Yeah, that's an heirloom.
We're not here to
That's
make
something.
any sales, Bob. I wanted to give you that one kaleidoscope so you can have it as your
Yeah.
own.
We're not here to make sales.
Yeah.
Sharon.
I'll take his microphone away now, Sharon. I'm sorry. I gave him
I
a
got up
microphone.
at 6 in the morning not to
That's
make
right.
sales.
Sharon knows how it works. She's giving me a
measuring.
taste. Yes. Well, this one is tasty. What else you got? All right. You guys are fantastic. Michael Shaw and Sharon, Mrs. Shaw, the brains behind the operation, and they've done over 25 years experience in stained glass. Oh, they engraved it. Look at that. Oh, I wish I could see.
Well, let's field test that one, Bob. Let's field test that one. Jody's got something for you to look at.
Okay.
Turn
For
the
your-
camera
for your
away, Seth.
Kaleidoscope.
Oh, take
Come on, no, let's while they're here, let's make
Was
sure.
that my surprise?
Let's
Oh,
make
yeah.
sure it works.
See if it works.
Jody brought up that site at work. First
Yeah.
of all, that's on your permanent record that you
That's
brought up
okay.
that website.
Make sure that thing works while the expert's here. We can dial it in
There are
for
some
you.
female anatomy
This
on
is
there.
research. I'm doing this for you. I'm disgusted with myself. Trust me.
I'm going to go home and do it with my wife. That's just the kind of guy I
Love to
am.
hear.
All right,
There
you
you
guys,
go.
thank you very much. That was a wonderful, lovely
Really nice.
surprise.
Yay.
And
Thank you.
Michael and Sharon, please know that we'll put up a link to you on our website, bobrivers.com, and I hope you do sell a few kaleidoscopes because, Sharon's got to keep you fed.
Yep.
It was up to you. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You guys are great.